Hello, YouTube fans. This is the Scar Clown, and I have a special guest. It is
Sergeant Wolfhound,
and we are here to review the 2010 movie Rubber.
that movie.
We just saw it, and that movie is I don't know what to think about it.
He's a little stumped.
I'm in shock.
We might have to watch it again too, because something like that you can't see once and give a full review on. It's that bad.
I mean, if you guys never heard of it, I do not recommend watching it. But if you never watched it, it's on Netflix. You can watch it. It's free, obviously, and
Let's just put it this way: watch it if you feel like you've been issued a challenge. Someone says their movie is bad. No, watch Rubber.
I mean, let's just say this. You know how Batman and Robin was bad? It's nothing compared to the movie that we just saw. So, literally, watch it. I challenge you guys to watch it and make a review about it and respond it to me so I can watch it.
This kid, right from the beginning, right off the bat, kid says, it's already boring.
And it's so true. I'm like, wow. For the first time, the movie's doing something right.
The first 3 words, it's already boring.
Wow.
The kid's first 3 words, at least.
Yeah.
He summed it up. And they're in the middle of a desert, and you got these group of people watching. How do you advertise such an event?
No.
They're all there, and this guy in his suit.
Shit.
I call him Suit Man. I marked him down as Suit Man, and he has all these binoculars, and he's waiting. There's all these chairs, first off, that the people could have used. And this guy in a car, some chief, right?
Yeah, some guy, a chief.
Comes with a car, and they're running over all the chairs. And he's knocking them all down.
But
and
the chairs are already broken. He's
already
touching
broken?
them like this, and they just fall apart.
They just come apart.
And
Somebody's like, oh, we could have used those chairs.
exactly.
Like, no shit. The title shouldn't even be Rubber.
It's just called
No reason.
Exactly, no reason.
For no
That's
reason.
a perfect title for this movie.
They just repeat it all the time.
It's just,
Why do people in movies not pee? Or use the bathroom? Or eat as often as you think? Or wash their hands? For no reason.
why is E.T. brown?
Why can't we see the air around us? These are all things that were taken from the movie.
And I think the main officer comes out through the trunk and not from the car. It's just
He does.
He comes
I
through
remember that.
the trunk, and it's so stupid. It's like, what? And there is actually a couple of hot chicks here. There's only 2 hot chicks.
Yeah.
The redhead one, and probably she has like a
And the driver.
driver with a red car. The whole movie think the tire, and yes, we're being serious. It's a tire from a car that's killing people.
We totally forgot to mention that.
Yes.
We're saving you guys the good part.
Oh
The cop says, and I quote, "This movie is an homage to the No Reason movies."
And they basically, this is they made this movie on honor of a memory of somebody.
In memory of somebody who, okay, if you feel the movie lived up to your expectations, that movie was pretty bad. So, like he said earlier, I'd be spitting in my grave before I actually felt honored for that. But then again, I haven't had many movies made after me, so... What did it tell you about the guy it was made for?
That's sad. Poor guy.
And then, after saying the whole homage part, the guy proceeds to take his glass of water and pour it into the desert floor. For no reason.
And it was full. And this kid was...
I was thirsty.
He was thirsty. He was like, oh my god, this water looks so good. And he just like literally just like that. Like he doesn't give a fuck.
Wow, this thing's
There's no reason for him to do that. Literally, and that's what the movie is based on. There's no reason
For no reason.
For no reason. And I think they made this movie because they don't give a shit. And
I think it was more to point out the flaws in other movies. I feel like they tried making something that was different, and they did. But pointing out things from other movies didn't help, and they just kind of bombed at that.
yeah, if they kept telling us like, oh, this movie should have done this, or this movie should have done this, then yes.
Like, why the people from Madly in Love fall madly in love? Like, that was stupid.
Yeah, and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how come they don't use the bathroom? How come they don't wash their hands?
Yeah, that's totally, who cares?
I really don't care.
All of that is just stuff happening.
It's like nitpicking.
In between.
Yeah.
Scenes. That's what I think of. That's happening in between scenes.
And oh god,
trash. Why is there so much trash in the desert? How did all that shit get there?
That's where the tire came from, actually. From the desert.
They're in the desert. There's all these people. They're not even prepared to be there.
No, they're not.
All they have is a sleeping bag, and they get hungry. Which Rue will totally address that later because that's the fucking.
But first, I want to get to
the falling. The tire.
The tire keeps falling. Why?
Let's just. Afterwards in a movie, it's okay, but for like the first couple minutes, where you're expecting this tire to get up and roll around and shit, he keeps falling.
And once he stays up, he kills a scorpion.
Just runs over a scorpion.
Runs it over.
You know, we need to see the credits to see if they actually hurt anything in there.
I know. And then
PETA does not approve.
And then after that, the tire ran over a plastic bottle like water.
This tire is a dick.
And
just saying.
It tried to run over a can, but it can't squish it. So what did it used mind control to blow it up. It did the same thing to the beer bottle too.
Or as the big guys said, psychokinetic powers. Because like I don't care the correct term. It's cool.
Oh my god. And then the tire sees a bunny. A bunny!
Fucking rabbit. This thing is a troll.
A bunny
just blowing shit up.
Mind controls it, then whoosh. I'm like, what?
And it wasn't subtle. I thought maybe the head was gonna go just a little bit, like.
Yeah, like.
It's like.
And then fall back like this. So.
The entire thing just
exploded.
It's an entire fucking.
And I still wonder why is it rated R? Just by explosions.
And they swore a lot.
I didn't really.
Oh yeah, and they showed the girl's ass.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right. That's a bonus.
Just saying,
now you have a reason to watch it.
Minors.
But they don't show tits.
You weren't referenced to this by us. Just saying.
Yeah. We are warning you. This movie is terrible. But
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is. We're warning you. It's awful. But we also issue a challenge to watch it.
On a seventh note, the tire sleeps, and it breathes.
Yeah, it does.
The tire sleeps and breathes. And I think I even marked down how many
times. There's one thing
falls.
too. He kills like about one animal before he kills people, and that's a crow. The tire kills a fucking crow.
Bet I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I mean, the crow was just like minding his own
business. And this thing is
business.
like a psychotic person. It starts off slow. It started with like inanimate objects, breaking bottles. Then it started with animals. That's going right up the chain, you know. Then he goes for people. And it's a spiteful ass tire. It has personality. It shows intelligence, and it's fucking persistent.
What else?
The dude, it's going for the girl.
Yeah.
It sees a girl. What's the first thing it does? It traps her. It stops her car and it tries killing her. It gets hit by somebody. The thing goes on a vengeful spree, finds him, blows his head up.
And the reason we all talk about spoilers is because it's from 2010. Yeah. So
trust me, it's pretty obvious what's gonna happen.
It's basically you can tell what's gonna happen in the next scene. So there you go.
I mean, there's some parts where you think, "Oh shit, this person's gonna die."
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't, just because
it's like, oh, you know, he's gonna die because
they
he's
don't
a dick.
want to.
Yeah. And then the tire kills the guy in the car. Like literally, he kills the guy in the car. We missing anything?
It tries to drown itself. But that's on another note. This thing has like a fixation with the girl where it follows her and apparently likes watching TV.
Exactly.
It's watching TV. And it's only watching girls. It's obsessed with girls.
I guess. And then while the people are watching it, well, at first.
The Exercise Channel.
Yeah. But at first, the
people with binoculars.
Yeah, exactly. They see a guy dead, and they're like, whoa, look at this. I'm like,
they're like, whoa,
he just saw a guy dead.
He killed that dude.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's not report that to the authorities.
Exactly. It's like, oh, Tyler killed somebody, blew someone's head off. That's fine, you know. The Tyler does that a lot in this movie, and does it get repetitive? I don't know.
It's kind of funny at some point, and then you're like, wow.
Yeah.
It pretty much doesn't progress anywhere. It keeps happening and happening.
At first, I thought like the Tyler would blow up their bodies, because basically that's what he did to the rabbit.
The suit man that has everyone there for their binoculars and shit. He goes to wake them up, all professional-like, and he pickpockets them. This guy couldn't be any more of a douche.
Yeah, before he wakes the people up, he steals their money. I think only 2 people he only stole, and that was it.
What a douche.
For real. And what else is there?
They don't have any supplies. They're all starving.
Yeah, they are. I'm hungry.
21 minutes after... 21 minutes into the movie, that's where shit got good. Just slightly. That's where the bunny explodes.
Oh, bunny.
Rubber's an asshole. Let's see.
Right.
See what's happening.
Here we go.
They all see the girl. Alright. If you were to see this movie, you can see that they're on like sort of a hill.
Yeah.
And these binoculars, they're big, but I wouldn't say they're fucking.
I mean, these binoculars I wish I had these binoculars because they're so good. They can actually. You can actually look through someone's house.
They can see the girl in the shower.
In the shower. What? They're like mad far away.
They can see past corners and shit.
Exactly. It's like, wow, look at this. You think the Tyler's gonna try to have sex with the girl? I'm like, if that movie leads to it, then it's just like
somehow, Rubber ends up getting. They're in a motel. Somehow he gets inside a room for himself
and locks it.
Gets on the bed and starts watching TV. Really loud. And at one point, when they're all starving from not being prepared, so the kid finds the rabbit and he's like, "Hey, can we eat this rabbit?" And they're like, "No, you idiot. It's obviously fake." It's fake. He just pointed out it's fake. Way to go. That's like saying,
"Oh my god.
It's not a real Godzilla. It's just animatronic, and it's not going to kill anyone. Don't worry."
It's not a guy in a rubber suit. It's just like I'm animatronic, basically. So
I'm gonna do this without the glasses. Less clear. Welcome. Wow. My name is Sergeant Wolfhound. Without glasses.
It's like
Rubber likes. All right. There's a scene with a turkey. When I said things go from one way to another.
I thought the
guy looked pretty creepy when he had a turkey.
Yeah, I thought
This is the suit man, by the way.
I thought he was going to have sex with the turkey.
So did I.
And I thought they were going to show it. And I was like, PewDiePie would be pissed at this. And I will not see this at all. It's just disgusting. But what he does, he has a suitcase. He opens it up. There's like 2 knives that he grabs and other stuff. He grabs the 2 knives.
Carves that turkey.
It turns black after. And then after that, you hear the chicken dying. Exactly. And then he goes over with a bag. He's like, "Food!" He screams out.
He drops it on the ground.
He drops it on the ground with the sand is at. Because I won't touch that shit that's on the ground.
And these people just wig out. They're like...
They grab it like it's...
They look like zombies.
Exactly. They're acting like zombies. They're
animals.
Like, and then,
except for one man in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
Crippled, wearing a earpiece. It was just the damnedest thing. He's like freaking animals. And truth be told, they all end up with some severe stomachache. And the father doesn't give a damn about the child. He's like, "Dad, I have this really serious pain." And he's like, No, don't worry. You probably just ate too fast. I know we all ate too fast.
Because that's when they were looking at the
No.
gargoyles and the girl was like taking a shower.
Yeah.
That was that moment. So.
And then he's just like, Dad, I think you need to call an ambulance. He's like, no, you probably.
Does anyone have some medicine?
Anybody know anything about medicine?
He's like, no, but do you know anything about a tire?
Physics?
Yeah, do you know about a tire sinking or floating?
It sinks.
What?
He tried drowning himself. The tire tried drowning. I think he tried swimming. I don't know. You just don't know with this movie.
Because, I mean, the tire doesn't have no expression, doesn't talk, only moves and kills people.
You can't tell what it's thinking. You can't tell the motives or anything.
It's like...
At the beginning, you think the cop knows what he's doing. And then it turns out he gets shot. He tells his officers to shoot him. By the way, I wouldn't even do it. Because fuck that. I don't care what superstition you're under. Then one of the cops actually shoots him. And nothing. By the way, the guy's a dick too. Because he shot him in the heart. So even if something was going to happen, he would have killed him. Point blank.
And he's like, see? It's all fake. I'm like, what?
He starts pulling off the uniform. Like, okay, so I guess he knows they're in a movie.
And I'm
Deadpool
like,
style.
Basically, they did like a Super Mario Brothers 2 on us. Like, the whole game was just a dream in Super Mario Brothers 2. Yeah, you don't know that, but I do.
I didn't know that.
You play the game through the whole thing, and you find out that Mario was sleeping. It was just a dream.
That's bullshit.
People were pissed off when I found out. I was like, "What?" It was kind of like it was heading to that Super Mario Brothers stage, but then it went like back to like reality.
It's just a series of random events. Like, somehow the girl who gets naked after like almost getting killed ends up working with them somehow.
I know they don't explain that.
Like, how did she go from being a helpless woman to helping police?
Exactly.
Would it pick her up? Hey, you look like you could help us.
And the thing
You want to
is,
make a quick $50? You ever say that while being inside a van?
and this one part that after when the tire pops another kills another guy, and the cop is like sitting right next to the guy, he gets a script from his pocket, and it reads that the kid was telling the truth, and I'm like, what? Like, are these people supposed to die?
This guy is trying to convince people that everything that's happening is fake and that they can go home. Then he finds out, it's like, oh, we still have one spectator, the people with the binoculars. He's still alive, so everything has to go according to script apparently, because they're making a movie apparently. It's like they are in the movie. And then since one guy didn't die, they have to go through with the entire thing. He never explains it.
I mean,
and you think from the explaining in the beginning, he knows what's going on. And then he's just completely, like, mind-fucked. He doesn't know what to do. And you don't know why he's doing things.
You're so confused with the movie. You don't... It's like, they don't explain it. That's the thing. It's so confusing.
And then, one part, he's in the shower. Like, the tire is taking a shower. The tire, I think his name is Robert.
Just Grubba.
His name is Robert. In
Robert?
the credits, they show up as Robert for some reason.
I didn't even see that.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? His name is Robert?
Well, it's short for Grubba, I guess.
Rubber to Robert. I get it.
Wow. Clever.
Oh, smart kid. He sees the tire rolling into the apartment. He runs.
Hell yeah. That's like one of the smartest kids. But that's also the kid that said, oh, the tire's real. And that's when the cop pulls the note out and he's like, this is supposed to be part of the thing.
In other news, that child is sick as hell.
He is.
His father sends him to buy pizza.
Probably it's his father. They never actually told us.
I think it's his dad.
His dick of a
Safe.
father.
Yeah, his dick of a father
Sends
him to buy pizza. And usually when you get somebody to buy a box of pizza, you're not going to eat the entire box by yourselves unless you're us two. And the kid is a dick. Like, this movie is full of dickheads.
Yeah. Except for the chicks.
There was that one girl, that blonde, annoying.
And she's not even that pretty.
She was ugly.
She was ugly.
She disappointed. The kid takes the crow that Rubber blows up. He takes the entrails and puts them on the pizza. That was perfectly good pizza.
It was.
He could have eaten that pizza.
Yeah. You just wasted a good pizza. You could have gave the pizza to your father and be like, "Oh, here, have some." You know.
And what is that hipster dude doing in the middle of the desert asking for a ride?
Oh man, I totally
The kid's
forgot
on a
about
bike.
him.
The kid's on a bike, and the guy's asking for a ride. It's like there is no space here, let alone enough manpower.
And I thought they were going to show him more because they're showing these characters, and then they don't go back to them.
Yeah, there's so many characters introduced, and you can't keep.
You'd be
track
like,
of
"What's
them.
his name? I want to know his story. Why is he walking?"
You don't know the story to all these people.
Yeah.
With the girl, it looks like they were gonna unravel all this story about her. I thought she was the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about how she's staying in a motel and her mom not to worry about her, and I'm like, okay, this is getting somewhere.
Exactly.
And then I thought Rubber had like a love interest for her. Kinda did.
It's weird though.
And it just takes a detour into another fucktown city.
Yeah. But the scene with the in the I want to go back to when the cops are like
The cop. Exactly. He yells, everything is fake.
Yeah, he does. It's kind of like that movie April Fool's Day, the remake and the original. If you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then I'm sorry. And the original one, I watched it. I hated it. It's like these couple of kids. It's like Friday the 13th, but someone's killing all these people. Then at the end of the movie, the whole thing was fake. It was just a prank. I'm like, what? Yeah, literally. And I saw the remake. I kind of like the remake better than the original one, but I still kind of hate the remake. It's kind of the same, but at the end, the brother kind of smiles and be like, "I killed my own sister. It was supposed to be a joke, but I did really kill her." But yeah.
So they do like an Inception on you and.
So yeah, we're back. Yeah.
It doesn't show up under. The Suit Man. When everyone gets poisoned by the turkey, he tries poisoning the last guy, the crippled guy. And the crippled guy don't give a damn.
Yeah.
He's just like, dude, I'm not eating that.
It's like he knows.
Yeah, I think he knew.
Somehow he knows. I think...
they don't unravel any of this. How does he know? Why is he there? Why is he so persistent?
I think he
wants to see the movie.
I think there's a prequel to this. It has to be. It has to be. It's like the same thing happened to him. Like his friends died and everything. And he was going to eat it, but his friends started getting stomach aches, and I guess that's our explanation. But how the hell he got out of there is beyond fucking me.
Yeah, like, this guy's in a wheelchair. How did he get all the way up the hill? How did he get back down the hill? They do things, and then they don't explain it on purpose. They do this on purpose.
Like I say, if this movie was just called No Reason, it would have been really, really good, actually.
It would have lived up to the name.
Exactly. I would have been like, wow, this is actually lived up to the name. But Rubber, it's not... Once I heard Rubber, he told me about it, I'm like, Rubber? And he's like, yeah, it's not what you think.
It's not what you think. The Suit Man, he tries poisoning this cripple, and after, like, some time, he ends up forgetting the food is poisoned after bringing, like, 3 entrees and some eclairs. He ends up telling the guy about his sad story about how his brother died. Yeah, he tripped, and I proceeded to smash his face with a giant rock. That's nice. Now let me poison myself by mistake.
Exactly. Like, he grabs a
begging
chocolate.
for help.
Yeah, he's begging for help, but he's eating the food while he's begging for help.
What?
Well, actually, no, he wasn't. I was like, he was telling the story about his brother while he was eating the chocolate.
And then he starts begging for help and shit.
He's like, help, help. I'm like, shut up. Shut up and take it like a man. Just die. And
yeah. You can't tell a story about how you killed somebody and then just expect people to feel remorse for you.
At first we thought he had an antidote to this. That's why he was eating it.
I thought he had a cure.
But he doesn't. So he must be one of the... He looks smart, but he's ridiculously stupid. Like
he just does this thing where he looks back and thinks, fuck, I just ate that.
Yeah.
It was just pretty stupid right there.
Is there more to it?
Unraveling this one little thing. It's one thing to kill a kid in a movie, but you see this kid eat the food after going totally animalistic.
Like a zombie.
And then he's dying from this stomach poison.
Yeah, they put the guy with the smart guy. He put poison
in all the food
in the turkey.
So all you see is this kid convulsing,
and the dad doesn't give a fuck.
It's child murder.
Exactly.
Just plain out child murder. Rated R right there.
Exactly. At first, I thought it was like, oh, so they kind of like Chainsaw Massacre people, like they kill them, then they probably eat them. But then I was like, wait a minute, maybe they kill them so they could take their money, but they already did that. So
then Rubber sees a fire burning pit.
Oh yeah.
For tires. Apparently, he gets all pissed.
And then it hits to 3 years later.
3 days later.
3 days? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
I would have been pissed.
3 years, I would have been like, wow, and he's still getting. It was 3 days. I don't know why he said 3 years.
Yeah, and then there's like a swarm of people dead.
Yeah, it's like
in the stores and.
There was a soldier that was dead too. I was like, what happened to these people? You know. Did all of a sudden Rubber create another Rubber or something? Like, we didn't know what happened.
So then they find Rubber in this house, and they call it in, and you see the chief, the guy who was supposed to know everything about what's going on, but he doesn't.
Stupid.
And all you see is like waste level right here, and then it goes back to these two cops, and it looks like they're like figuring out a plan to get Rubber. No, they're just playing chess. This is a spoof movie about spoofs.
I know, they're all like, and then I'm like, what? Oh my god!
It was ridiculousness at its finest.
It just was.
And they go to blow up Rubber in a melodramatic way. They didn't just go in and blow him up or shoot him. They did shoot him, but that's in later note. They take a mannequin looking just like the hot girl in the car, the naked girl, and then they strap bombs to her. I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. But the thing is, they don't have a detonator.
Yeah.
They wanted Rubber to blow up the explosion.
And the thing is, only Rubber doesn't blow up the body. He only blows up the head only, and that's it.
The head.
So the Rubber does it. But they're like, damn it, it failed.
After they get this giant-ass speaker onto the chest.
Right here, and it's so noticeable. I'm like, Rubber, please don't be
stupid. I don't know how smart Rubber's supposed to be, but obviously he's not a total...
He's not that smart, I guess.
They have this girl who's speaking her funniest accent ever.
Wait, I just want to say this.
Pretty damn adorable.
He's smart enough to open door, take a shower, and sit in the chair and watch TV, but he's not smart enough to notice a speaker on a mannequin's chest. And wires, literally, you can see the wires connected to the speaker and to the
going
back
all the
way
around.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. It's like, how can you not notice that? You can open the door, you can watch TV, you can take a bath, you can basically almost do anything, but you can't notice a speaker on a mannequin. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Logic. And then they have this script, like a hostage script, but it's basically trying to convince Rubber to come out of the house and come closer to the mannequin.
Oh, let me pause you right there. I want to make another video because too long. So check out part 2. All right, YouTube fans, this is the Scar Clown Sergeant We're Found. This is part 2 of the movie review of Rubber from 2010. So,
continuing the mannequin, they have this girl reading a script on how to lure out Rubber to the mannequin. And it's just terrible. They're trying to make it like erotic, I guess.
They're so bad at it, like so bad.
And she breaks character. I don't care, like, you're trying to be serious and talk to a hostage or something. You don't break hostage situations up by going, hey, this is a pretty terrible script. I think you should take over. So then a guy goes and tries playing a female mannequin's voice.
I'm surprised he didn't change his voice.
He didn't. He just used his man voice.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you piece of shit, Rubber, come here.
And Rubber's just like, literally, Rubber's just standing there like he's not doing anything. So we can't tell what's his expression or anything.
He's a tire. He's the Kristen Stewart. It's just like...
He's a tire, man.
I love Kristen Stewart and all, but I seen her in Jumper and I was just like, Oh, you did kind of fuck up with your face. She's just like this. They skip back. I love how it just jumped onto her.
Mm-hmm.
She's just there. She's staring at the guy at the door, and she's just like. And I'm like, oh, this is why everyone hates you.
This is why everyone hates you. Oh my god. It's like that, based on a true story, it's like when you're working in your dad's store, and that woman that wanted shoes, her belly was out, this, like he told me, and she
I
was
have
sucking...
nothing against people, but when you're just looking...
She was sucking her thumb like this, and she was like, to her boyfriend, I want that one. I'm like...
I'm just like, get out of here.
I would have been like,
Come
get
back.
out, bitch. Do not come here again.
I was happy she didn't step foot in my store because I was just like, you're in public with your big belly all out. I don't mind big bellies. I have a big belly, but keep it in your shirt.
There's like children watching, you know? Kids will be like, I want, you know, if you're big enough for a kid to say, I want to write that one, then...
Damn,
you know?
Anyways, back to Rubber.
Back to
in other news. It doesn't work. They think, oh, hey, maybe we fucked up. And when the dynamite doesn't work, the guy comes down, the cripple. He's like, yeah, what are you guys doing? I don't know if this really makes sense. I think you should hurry it up. He tells them you should hurry up your movie.
Oh, sure,
like,
whatever they're doing, you know? Because there's no cameras. Literally, you can't see no cameras.
So after getting pissed about the explosives not working, the guy just grabs a shotgun, walks in. You don't even get to see him kill Rubber.
I kind of wish I did.
It skips in and out.
Yeah.
And then it's just like... gone. He comes right back out holding Rubber all tattered.
Yeah, it's
throws it on the floor.
out.
He's like, there's your ending.
Exactly, there's your ending. Then they literally leave. You don't see them leaving, but suspect that you don't even hear them leaving.
He just drops off the girl.
Yeah, and... Well,
to her car.
But if you guys want to know what happens to the guy in the wheelchair, a unicycle...
You gotta see the movie.
Just see it.
Rubber... I'm not even gonna tell you what happens with Rubber.
You see it. I wish I could tell you, but...
Maybe we should tell them.
Alright, fine, let's tell them. A unicycle...
No, it's a trike. And he gets reincarnated into a trike.
Exactly.
What the fuck? A trike?
A tricycle. I mean, it's like... He comes to the house and the guy in the wheelchair is like, oh, wait, no, he's not finished.
He's reincarnated into a trike. What? How?
Exactly. They didn't even show it.
They don't show it.
They only show Gubba looking at a tricycle, and then the officer walks in the house, guns him, and there's like, here, there's your movie, there's your ending. I mean.
And then he's like, oh, I'm just a bystander. I'm supposed to be watching you. Keep on. Don't move. Just keep on.
And the people that were...
And then he gets blown up to bits.
He's like... So it's like...
He's by far the biggest explosion.
Yeah.
Usually everyone gets their head blown up. The guy in a wheelchair, though, because they hate people in wheelchairs, it's just like... Boom!
I think apparently
firework.
that Rubber is mad that if he sees a wheel, I guess Rubber doesn't like people taking wheels for advantage.
Wheels.
Yeah. And the thing is, Rubber is watching a race car race.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Rubber's just standing, like, watching the TV. Like I said, Rubber doesn't have no expression or anything like that. It's a fucking tire.
It's a tire.
That's it.
Like, believe us when we say you could not have expected anything from...
I kind of wish I was lying, but I am not lying.
Let's just say, in the middle of the movie, he couldn't believe how much time was still left.
I know, it's like 1 hour and 22 minutes, eh?
Yes, that's correct.
That's how long the movie is. And I felt like...
I should have wrote that down.
It felt like forever, the movie, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that long, but it felt like forever. I just wanted it to end.
And on another note, the cripple who didn't take any of the poison, when he's telling them to hurry up because they're being too dramatic with the explosions, they're like, well, we wouldn't be here if he had just taken the freaking poison.
I have to admit, that was funny, too.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I guess you're right. They just guilted the man into feeling bad about not taking poison.
I know. And the whole movie, he doesn't want to eat the food. Now, all of a sudden, he feels guilty of taking it. like whatever.
And I'm just pretty upset that they didn't show the ending, which was killing Rubber. That's pretty important to me.
I mean, they killed him, but he like came back
As a trike.
Yeah. And then after that, they dropped the girl off in the car. They leave. Then the tricycle
just rolls away.
It comes next to the girl, and you think that now he's going to kill her, right? He doesn't. He just looks at her like this, like he moves the wheel, just goes like that, and just keeps going. Just keeps going.
He just keeps going.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of tires just comes out of nowhere through the sand. It's like there's fucking zombies.
Left and right. Left and right.
I'm like, what am I seeing?
Why are there so many there's so much trash in the desert?
And then
you don't know where they're at. It just looks like a desert. I call it a desert.
Yeah.
And
they just keep going and going, and there's cars are passing by. I'm like, you do not see this. How could these are stupid people.
You know, this trike that's on the sidewalk, maneuvering itself.
Oh, we've seen this every day. You know, I live in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then it looks like they go into a ghetto neighborhood, but it's not. Then they keep going.
They end up in Hollywood.
Yeah, they show a sign Hollywood. Then the tricycle.
Well, of course, it's Hollywood.
Yeah. Then the tricycle moves back a little bit, and then the credits roll.
Yeah, moves forward, and it's like step forward, son.
It's like step forward, back, credits.
Son. And
I'm like,
back.
What?
Done.
So
what? Part 2, Trikes and Tire take over in Hollywood.
Hollywood, like everyone's heads explode. You're gonna see Miley Cyrus singing, then like the fucking tricycle comes out of nowhere and whacks her on the face.
I bet the greatest enemy are potholes.
Probably. But like this movie, you just have to see it for yourself.
I only recommend seeing this movie just to see your reactions.
Yeah, and plus, if you don't give a fuck about anything, you just want to see some head exploding, by all means, go ahead. That's the only good part that comes through this movie. Death.
The funniest
the death
part
scene.
of the movie.
That's the greatest thing ever. Except for the bunny and they showed a tarantula dying, but they didn't show it in the movie. They showed it in the end credits.
This dude's a dick. He just kills tarantulas.
It's like
that was a pretty big tarantula.
It was. It was like about at least this
big. Maybe a little more.
So, wow, that was a pretty long review, too. But
we spent a half hour on that. Wow.
Yeah, I challenge you guys to watch this movie.
Challenge. That's a double challenge.
Yes, it's a challenge. And if you guys, once you see, if you guys want to stay away from it, I do not blame you.
No blame. We might have to watch it again just in case.
Oh god. But
yeah, imagine that.
And how about this? Nostalgia Critic, I recommend you reviewing this movie too. It's on Netflix, and I recommend you watching it because it's a bad movie.
Video challenge.
And you review bad movies, but I recommend you, and that's a challenge, Nostalgia Critic, review this movie. Rubber on Netflix, came out in 2010, and please make a review about it. I want to hear your reaction to this because this movie is like
somehow it got 6 stars.
Yeah, and I checked on.
I don't even know who's rating these movies.
I know. I got this. I watched it on IMDb, I think, and it was 5.7. I was like, wow, and it got like 6 stars. So
I shall not.
I guess they did pretty good for themselves. I thought it was fucking terrible. So, I mean, it's not. I've seen worse movies, yes, but this movie,
it just defies all fuckery because, again, nothing gets explained. Nothing unravels exactly the way you think it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason behind anything. And it's just seamless, random.
I thought they were going to show like how did they make the tire.
They didn't explain why Rubber does what he does. They didn't explain why Rubber is alive.
The guy in the suit, like he gets some shoes. He has some shoes. He's looking at it, then he's like moving it, like he wants to make these shoes walk. And it's like, so I guess he was
just weird.
Yeah, he's the person that made them. They didn't really explain it, so I kind of wish they did. But if this movie was just released as No Reason, I think it would have been a good movie. But maybe that's why it got a whole bunch of stars, because it came out as No Reason and probably someone changed it. to Rubber.
I can see that, but
Probably. I mean, if it came
try
out.
the movie. Just try it.
So comment and subscribe. I would love for you guys to subscribe and subscribe to Sergeant Wolfhound.
I don't really do shit.
He doesn't really do.
I mostly just partner up with him now.
Yeah. And
pretty soon I'm gonna do this collaboration thing. I'm gonna try getting this video player where I can record a lot more. So
I'm gonna try to buy a camera like I've been saying.
Getting the camera.
I don't know when though, but I'm gonna have to get the camera if I want to make the movie. Anyways,
yeah.
Join me on Facebook as Giovanni Relaxers, on Twitter as @TheScarClown, and if you guys can't find it or anything, it'll be in the description box as always. So not always, but sometimes. But it'll be in the description box, I promise. This is the Scar Clown and Sergeant Wolfhound signing off, and have a good day. And I challenge you to the movie and tell Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, Nostalgia Critic, we're gonna find you. We're gonna.
Big
we
fans,
should
by the
video
way.
response on this.
Yeah. So
big fan.
If anyone
watch that stuff all
exactly,
day
if anyone knows Nostalgia Critic or can email him or anything, tell him that I issue the challenge to make him watch Rubber.
Send him your burning requests. Only you can make it happen.
See you guys.
Only you can prevent forest fires. That's copyrighted.
Only you can prevent wildfires. Anyways, that's it. And make sure you see my other videos and my other videos.
3, 2, 1, signing off. See ya.